It's about showing, not just telling, and in doing so, unlocking their potential for greater independence. G'day, I'm Debra Caldow. Welcome to the Red Giraffe Solutions Expanding Worlds podcast, where we aim to support you as you help your young person with additional needs plan for their future, a future where they're safe, secure, and live a rewarding and fulfilling life. From around the world, I share stories and I share solutions from people making this possible right now. I'm a parent of a young person with additional needs, so I understand the challenges. Many of the people I've interviewed on this podcast have already helped me design a better future for my daughter, and I hope that they might help you as well to imagine what's possible for your young person. This podcast is made possible by Red Giraffe Solutions, which is a project I'm proud to be part of, supporting families to build a better future for their children. We now have available at Red Giraffe Solutions an online course called Independent Cooking Made Easy. This is a new and unique approach we developed when we realised traditional cooking techniques and recipes were never going to enable our daughter to cook without some support or supervision. It's a safe, simple system that uses no more than 5 ingredients, has no weighing, cutting or chopping, and no lifting of heavy dishes. Each of the 16 recipes in the course includes a step-by-step video of our daughter making the meal, plus a visual recipe card. We developed this for our daughter to solve her challenges with cooking, and every recipe in the course she can and does genuinely cook for herself. You can find a link to the course in this episode's show notes. For many reasons, we end up being the main role models for our children with additional needs. In the last couple of episodes, I've been talking to Alison Thomas from Unique and Loved, and she explained how she has focused on uniqueness to support her son and to help him see the value that he brings to the world. An important part of this journey for her was coming to understand her own uniqueness, because she couldn't expect him to embrace his uniqueness if she didn't believe in her own. I think we often underestimate how important our role is in how our children and young people see themselves. Everything we say, and just as importantly do, in some ways goes towards creating the kind of person that they become. Of course, it's not always easy to focus on that part of their lives, when day-to-day challenges, or should I say fights, are what we're often forced to focus our energies on. No matter what positive things we might say at home, there'll probably be someone else telling them the exact opposite. So it's important that we go to that extra level of modelling our behaviour, of showing them what's possible for them. And that needs to be across everything they do, because that's the future that they're going to believe in. This is because in so many ways we have much more input into our children's lives when they have additional needs, because they're more dependent on us for a lot longer. Where their peers who don't have additional needs are more influenced by friends rather than family, our young people usually have very different experiences growing up. Sometimes because there is a need to protect them for various reasons, and sometimes because they don't have the skills or the opportunities to create those friendships that will then influence them as they strive towards adulthood. Their opportunities for vicarious learning, that is learning by watching their peers or even doing it for themselves, simply doesn't happen as much. So it's often down to us to help them develop independent skills and to show them how to navigate moving from being our child to being their own adult. For our young people, learning new skills and social skills can often be more challenging. Traditional ways of learning might not always be effective, making strategies like modelling so much more valuable. Modelling is also a powerful tool that can be adapted to suit a wide range of needs and learning styles. For most of us, seeing someone do something is much easier to grasp than just reading instructions. Modelling also allows for repetition, which is often how our young people learn best. By seeing it being done, then doing it for themselves over and over, until it becomes an embedded habit. Modelling also makes it easier to show how to respond to very abstract things, like social cues, for example, or managing our emotions. One of the keys to effective modelling is consistency. If our children are learning by observing the adults around them, this means that we should be consistently demonstrating the behaviours we want our children to adopt. That can be those daily living skills we know they need to learn, as well as how to develop and manage relationships. One example that comes to mind for me is that in our house we all wait for the pedestrian lights to change to green, even if it takes a long time and even if there's no traffic. Take it from me, I spend quite a bit of my time in the town where I live waiting for lights to change. But I also know that if we suddenly change this model behaviour by crossing when and where we felt like it, then at some point in the future, there is a potential that things could go badly wrong. One of the other benefits of modelling is that we can break down things into smaller, manageable steps. This is essentially scaffolding, which is a very effective way to teach skills, like cooking, for example. And when it comes to certain skills, modelling can be supplemented with visual aids. This could include something like social stories or just using images to show each step, such as visual recipe cards that my daughter uses when she cooks. Another way, and one which I think will become more popular as the way we take in information changes, is video modelling, filming yourself or others demonstrating the desired behaviour. You can also video them doing a certain behaviour, which is essentially what we did to support our daughter to cook independently. This also means they can re-watch the video when they need a reminder of how to do something. It means they have the chance to practice by themselves, which often means they reinforce the skills independently. Another tool to utilise when it comes to modelling is to verbalise your actions. Think aloud and talk about what you're doing. For instance, I'm putting the dishes in the dishwasher so they get clean. Or I'm taking a deep breath because I'm feeling a bit upset. What this does is help connect what you're modelling with the underlying thought process. It's also better to keep modelling sessions brief and to the point, especially when introducing new behaviours. Then gradually increase the duration as the young person's attention span, comprehension and confidence grows. I mentioned earlier that often our children aren't as influenced by their peers, but there is value if you can find opportunities for them to observe and interact with peers who demonstrate positive behaviours. This can be a powerful motivator and provide relatable examples. Every day we model actions, behaviour and skills to our children. And let's be honest, we sometimes model things we would prefer they didn't copy. We won't always get it right, and that's okay, because nor will they. But understanding the impact that modelling has on them will help us think more deeply about our own actions and what we're showing them day to day. Modelling is never going to be a one-size-fits-all solution, and how you use it will be based on your young person and what works for them. However, by understanding its core principles and applying them consistently and creatively, we can empower our young people to learn, grow, and thrive in all aspects of their lives. It's about showing, not just telling, and in doing so, unlocking their potential for greater independence. I just want to say thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope that the stories and solutions shared on here help you as you support your young person to create their future. If you know anyone who would find the ideas useful, please share the podcast with them. To support the podcast, please consider finding out more about the Independent Cooking Made Easy online course. It's a safe, simple system that works. There are links to the course in the show notes. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at Debra Caldow. I'd love to have a conversation with you on any of the topics we all care about. Bye for now.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.